Good morning, Sierra. All right, so I finished The Path of the Wind for you this morning, and I'm really excited about it. It turned out beautifully. I did decide to put it in the key of C for you. So it's going to use the lower octave of your C scale, which is just the pattern 1 part, which is perfect. That's going to be really nice for you because you've been studying that scale. I will tell you one important thing about the finger patterns. So on the G string, you're going to use your G string notes for this song. You're actually not going to have to use the shifting notes, which is really nice. So for this piece of music, you don't have to worry about shifting up, but you will need to use the notes on the G string, excuse me, and in the key of C, the G string notes are finger pattern 2, okay? So you're just going to need finger patterns 2 and 1, which is lovely. So that's why I chose this key. I also chose this key because it's going to be on the lower strings, so you actually won't need to use your E string. I think that's going to be really nice for the style of this piece of music because it is played on cello, so it's kind of dark and flowy and really just kind of beautiful and poignant, but not like, it's not like in your face, like loud, right? It's kind of more settled, right? It's more maybe meditative is a good word for it. So we're going to stay off the E string because the E string is kind of bright and it's really kind of piercing. So that's the other reason I chose to do it in C, because that'll leave us, we'll just be on the G, D, and the A strings, okay? And that will be really nice for us. So I would love for you to get out your notebook, and what I want to talk to you about in this video are the common bowing patterns you're going to come across in The Path of the Wind. There's 2 main bowing patterns in here, and they're not super hard, but if you practice them before you start working on the piece of music, it's just going to go so much easier for you. So this is something I'd like you to start practicing. It is the bowing for Path of the Wind, okay? So first, let's write it down so you can see it, and then we'll go ahead and I'll show you how it would be on the string, okay? So the really common pattern that happens is like this: quarter, 8th note, quarter, 8th note. This is the harder of the 2 patterns. The easier pattern is just really, really easy. It's just back and forth, down, up, down, up. So I'm actually not even going to talk to you about that pattern now because it's the other pattern that happens is so easy. But this is it's slightly difficult. It's not that bad. I just want you to practice it now so you feel like it's really comfortable for you. So go ahead and write down that rhythm: quarter, 8th note, quarter, 8th note. And you can title this Bowing Pattern for Path of the Wind. And you can, I'm not going to write all that because I ran out of space, but you can pause me and write that down, take your time so you don't have to rush. But just so the video is not too long, I'm going to go ahead and move on. So bowing pattern for Path of the Wind, and the rhythm is quarter, 8th note, quarter, 8th note. The bowing is going to be like this. We're going to slur the 8th notes together when we have this rhythm, and it'll be like that, okay? So you can draw the little smiley face lines to connect the 8th notes together. And I will also then draw the directions for you. So if we have this rhythm, it'll always, or if we have this bowing pattern and the rhythm together, it will always start down bow in this piece of music. And then the slurs will start up bow. So it'll be like that, okay? Down, up, 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 down. Yeah, okay, so it works. I'll show you in the, you'll see it in the music. For now, though, you just really need to get this much of it. Down, up, okay? So you can pause me, of course, if you need to write that down, need some more time. But I'll go ahead and move on now to how I would practice this bowing, okay? So we're going to use the C scale to practice it, which is one you're already working on, which is great. Here's how it'll go. At first, we're going to stop the bow between every note so you can hear where they are, and so you can practice the stopping in the right spot of the bow. So I'll show you. Start on the note C on the G string. And so it'll be like this. Down, one note down bow, and it's a long note. So you can go from tape 1 to tape 3, okay? So you're going to go like that. And then you're going to have 2 notes up bow, but both of those notes are shorter by half. So you're just going to use 1 section for each. Okay? Let me do that again for you. Down is big and longer, and then the up bows are shorter by half. Up, up. So you can think of them as being half the length of the quarter note, which they are. So it's quarter, eighth, eighth, quarter, eighth, eighth, down, up, up, down. Why don't you just shadow bow that with me? Just put your bow over your shoulder and say that with me. Down, up, down, up, long, short, short, long, short, short. And now eventually we will smooth out the up bows so they're not going to be short. In terms of sound, they're going to connect, because we're going to try to make it really smooth and very lovely and flowing, as is the style of this piece. So I'll show you. La, 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 la. So we're still doing the same bowing. Down, up, down, up, but we smooth it out eventually, okay? However, I think it's good for you to start practicing it with stopping the bow because it gives you more time to think about it. So let's try that together on the C scale. It will be something like this. We'll do the pattern 1 time on each note, okay? So it'll be C, 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 D, 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 down, up, down, up, finger pattern 1, okay? Here we go. We're going to stop on C on the A string before we shift, and we'll stop right there today. We won't even go back down. So just half the scale, starting on C on the G. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Okay, I'll do that one more time even slower just in case that was too fast. 1, 2, and 3, C again. Tape 1, tape 3. Okay, so I'll stop it right here. I realized I didn't have my microphone on, so that probably didn't sound great, but at least you can see the bowing and hopefully you can hear which note I'm on. So please let me know if you have any questions about that. Go ahead and start practicing that this week if you're really excited about the Path of the Wind, because that will help you a lot get to this bowing. This is the goal here. That's the goal, right? So hopefully you could see that in there. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then when it goes faster, we're just going to separate the bow. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So that's the other bowing pattern, and you can see it's nice and easy, okay? So I will send that music to you in the mail next week, Wednesday. And thank you for being a great student. Let me know if you need anything. Bye.